Well, what you want to get out of an exhibition game is a tough game. It's a road environment, and I couldn't be prouder of our guys. In the first half, we didn't move the basketball, get out and run our break. We were just trying to dribble too much. In the second half, we started passing the ball, moving the ball, cutting, and it was a thing of beauty to watch. So real proud of our guy. My man here, they said when I first got him that, he's just a 12-foot player, and he's a little bit limited in what he can do. And I think you see what he can do. 27 points, 13 rebounds, only 1 turnover. I was trying to get him to pop out more and take open threes. He made one, and he said he wanted to keep his percentage up so he wouldn't take any more. And RJ learned a lot of valuable lessons tonight himself, because when he moves without the basketball, he's lethal. He's a lethal passer. He's unguardable. He's a great offensive rebounder. Just as good a player as I've coached. He's a tremendous young man and tremendous player. And this was a great win for us, because to come back on the road, I wanted to see the character of our basketball team, and I saw it tonight, and I'm real proud of that.
Questions?
Rick, when Kadari went out in the first half with 2 fouls, felt like the bottom kind of fell out a little bit. What did you see there? And then did you realize how vital he was going to be, given that you guys really struggled on offense
I think
when he came out?
I think Davon's going to be terrific. He's just got to learn a lot of little things about the position. But he's got great talent. And I'm talking about little things like spacing and not picking up his dribble when he sees pressure with that type of speed. Take the 5-man on, try to draw the foul. Once he learned those things, I think it's not going to be a problem. But Kadari's a great basketball player. All his shots tonight were exactly the way I wanted him to shoot it. It was on the right-hand side with no hitch, so I'm happy with that as well. But one of the big keys in the game, besides our offensive movement, was the fact that we had 9 turnovers in the first half and only turned it over twice in the second half. Thus, we shot a percentage of 57% from 2, 50 from 3, and it was a totally different basketball team once they got the feel of each other. I think this team's got a very high ceiling. What we have to do now is we got to develop a backup 5s. And once we develop that, I think we'll be a much better basketball team. We've got to develop both Ruben as well as Vince, because he plays so hard. He was amazing tonight, truly amazing.
Rick, what did you think of Ace and Dylan tonight for Rutgers?
Well, Dylan is, he is, for a freshman, so much under control. He plays like a senior. He's so much under control. He's like a lot of Clyde Frazier in him in the way he plays. You're too young for that. But, he was amazing. And Ace Bailey just has great talent. Both of them are great. I think they're terrific, obviously. They deserve the ranking that they're getting. If they just listen to Coach, he's a tremendous coach. I think he's got 2 great ones, and I think they're going to be a hell of a basketball team.
Rick, outside of the win, what are you most proud of from this team tonight that you saw?
I think the adjustments that they made from first half to second half, I think that's a big adjustment. I think RJ learned a lot. I think Davon learned a lot. I think all the guys learned. What we're trying to do right now is just mesh with everybody, get to know each other so they know the cuts. Like RJ made a great baseline cut. I thought he was going to bank it in, but he shot it straight in. He'll make his free throws. He changed it a little bit with too much arc, but he gets fouled all the time. He's a great offensive rebounder.
Zuby, what did you think of tonight? And it obviously doesn't count, but does beating a good team on the road after being down kind of encouraging for you?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Coach B said, a win like this, it shows a lot about who we are as a team, our character. We dug deep tonight. We made some changes in the second half that ultimately got us the win. And we said we never gave up. One time it was one possession at a time, little by little, just digging deep on the defensive end. That's what was going to get us the win tonight.
A couple of times they made bank threes, and we didn't get down about it. We just said next possession.
They made a lot of tough shots, like he said, and it was next possession every time. Everybody had their heads high, and we ultimately got the win.
The second half, you didn't play nearly as many guys as the first half. Did you as there was one point I think you guys got a turnover and you pumped your fist. It kind of
Yeah,
seemed like you wanted to win that game.
At that point, we're trying to win the game. I think college exhibitions are a lot different than the NBA. This was important because we booked Rutgers on the road and Towson, two teams. Rutgers is highly ranked and Towson's picked to win their league. We wanted to because we weren't ready early in the year last year. So we wanted to play in the second half. We want to get everybody in the first half, but play to win in the second half.
Rick, down the stretch in these close games, how much is the experience of a Kadari Richmond worth?
He's such a, he had 9.6. He's such a great player. And now we got his shot semi-fixed. You've got you got him and Kadari that are unguardable after movement. And they both good rebounders. So he's tremendous. I love coaching him because he's just does all the little things. He can play a power forward. He can play a guard. He's got great control of his body. Our whole team's got great respect for him.
RJ, how you doing, man? How are you feeling physically, and how much better can you get, going forward with your ceiling?
I just want to start off by saying, thank you, God, for everything. I had a tough surgery on both of my legs. It was a tough process, the rehab process, but, I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm glad I'm back on the court. Coach P's allowing me to practice this time, so it's, I got time to play with my teammates. But, it's good. Just got to be grateful. Just take it day by day, and I feel like, it's good to go through adversity like we did. We were down and we came back, and it showed that we didn't give up. So I feel like that was important. That was a big lesson that we learned today.
What percent physically healthy would you say you are, and how much better can you get going forward?
This was the same question they asked last time. Right?
He wants a higher percentage.
I say like 75. I'm right there. It's all about reps for me. It's gonna come. More games, more practice. Just getting comfortable, and that's it. Really, I'm gonna do what I have to do on the court and compete on both ends of the floor. So that's really it.
He deserves a lot of credit because two players I've coached that completely changed their jump shot was Donovan Mitchell and RJ. Completely changed it, their technique, their arc, and everything about it. And he worked on it. He worked hard on it, coming off an injury. So he deserves a lot of credit. And obviously, he was 6 for 9 tonight, but 2 for 2 from the three-point line.
RJ, what did you think of Zuby just tonight and just overall? Obviously, you guys named him a unanimous captain. How different is he maybe now than he was a year ago?
Man, I love Zuby. That's my dog. He was my roommate since last year. So it's just great to be on the floor with him more this year than last year. I feel like Zub stepped into a big role. He's a captain. He's a leader. And I'm just really excited for him. I was happy when he got the dunk in the middle of the game. So it's fun. I feel like it's great. I feel like me and Zuby got a really close relationship, and I feel like he played his butt off tonight. So
you defended Bailey a little bit. What did you think of him? And he's obviously people talking about him as a top 3 pick. What did you think of him and his ability?
I think I did a good job. Coach P said just to try to make his shots tough, and I feel like that's what I did on both him and Dylan. So it's basketball at the end of the day. You tie your shoes the same way, so nothing to it.
Not to geek him up, but those guys are top 5 picks, definitely deserving. But I really mean this, talent-wise, he's a first-round draft choice. Lock, stock, and barrel. He's a first-round draft choice. Hope he stays with me forever, but he's a lock, stock, first-round draft choice. And he'll be a terrific pro because he can defend, he can rebound, he can pass, he can cut, he can shoot now with great efficiency. A lot of people talk. My guys don't get mentioned too much about the draft, but this guy is a lock, stock, first-rounder.
Of course, Aaron Scott and Simeon Wilcher, they came along in that second half. They made some key plays at the end, too, as well. What did you see out of that pairing?
Aaron and who?
Aaron and Simeon Wilcher.
Sim played great. You know what I love about Sim? Sim was playing really well, but I went with Davon because I wanted to just get him some experience in a tough game because he's got a lot to learn. Davon's got a lot to learn about the position. Sim would have been the better choice in certain positions, but I wanted him to learn certain things, and he did learn. But the best part about Sim, he comes in and says, damn, guys, he didn't play, He just kept saying, we only have 2 turnovers in the second half. That's awesome. And that's what Sim's all about. Sim's going to be, already is a great player. But I've got a lot of great players in this team. A lot. It's not just the 2 guys here. Now I got to develop the other guys that are not great players, like Vince and some of the guys on the bench, like Ruben. And Jaden's going to be a terrific basketball player, but he's just got to learn to play defense. But he's going to be terrific as well.
What do you think about that steal at the end by Davon?
Thought it was outstanding. Quicker than quick. But now he's got to learn not to pick up his dribble when he comes off a pick and roll. He's got to learn to go at the 5-man's body instead of wide because he's so fast, so fast. And, this is a major threat to have a 5-man that can shoot like him. It's a major threat.